Yay. Hello, everyone. Hello. Happy Thursday. We are streaming. I am just going to double check really quick while you're all popping on. I am just going to make sure that we're good to go on this side because we were having technical difficulties one moment ago. So I want to make sure for sure it is showing up in my Facebook feed, which amazing it is. So hi, I'm Debbie Waidl. Welcome everyone to our Thursday migraine strategy call. We meet every Thursday to bring you tips and tricks and hope that you can find your migraine freedom without using the pills, the risky surgeries, the Botox, all the latest and greatest injections. We help you figure out what the root cause of your migraines are, so that you can actually end your pain and start living the life that you want. And today I am so excited because we have someone here who is starting to live the life that she wants after 50. Is that right, Cheryl? 50 years of migraines?
Yes.
So Cheryl is a graduate of the Freedom From Migraine Method. She actually has just joined us in Destination Zero, which is our upper level way that we work with women who are looking to tweak a few more things, do a few more things that they want to do to get themselves to that migraine freedom journey that they're on. So Cheryl's joining us today to share her story. Just a little bit about Cheryl so that you know who you are listening to today. As I said, she's had migraines for 50 years, and Cheryl shared with me that she is 57 now. So that means you've had migraines since you were 7 years old. So you don't even remember yourself without migraine.
No.
Oh my goodness. Okay. Married for 35 years, which is amazing. 3 adult children, 4 grandchildren. You are a retired educator. You educated pre-K through 12, right?
Yes. And the high school principal.
Oh, God bless you. God bless you right there. I was going to say God bless you for 35 years of marriage, but I think you get it for being the high school principal.
That too.
And Cheryl is a lover of reading books, which will tell you, just like everyone else that I know is watching right now, you are all probably the best researchers and readers out there. I think any woman that has migraines, especially one for 50 years, that you've spent a lot of time researching and trying to figure out how to end this on your own. So
very much so.
I bet. So let's start there. How about you give us the quick little synopsis of your journey, your 50 years, what brought you to today, and then let's get some questions answered from everybody who's watching.
So, yeah, since childhood through high school, my mother, my brother, my uncle, my grandmother all have migraines. So it's definitely familial in my family. And my uncle and I have the same type of hemiplegic migraines. So look like stroke victims. They didn't get severe. I had the headaches starting at 7 and the stomach aches, which they've now kind of look back. I probably had stomach migraines too.
Yep.
My doctors at the Diamond Headache Clinic. And anyway, going forward during my pregnancies, they got really bad to where I looked like I was paralyzed on one side, almost continuous. And so again, they worried that I was having seizures. I was flown for a stroke one time to a hospital.
Oh my God, I never knew that. That had to be so scary.
Yeah, they landed at my house here. I was home alone. And, you know, the ambulance came up. We're in a small community. And so everybody takes care of everybody. When they heard the call, they knew it was me. So they knew my history. And of course, flew me, got the stroke medication in me. And actually, it did take probably up to 5 to 6 months for me to totally get back my speech. And the feeling in my feet actually didn't come clear until this summer when I was doing yoga and getting all that back. So reducing that inflammation. And that was 7 years ago. They thought I had a stroke. So
wow.
Yeah. So anyway, so the migraine freedom for me, literally try everything. I swore I'd stand on top of my head and sing if I had to. To get rid of them. I didn't care. You know, and so in May, I was late at night on my computer because I couldn't sleep, in pain, and I found the Freedom for Migraine Women post that you had posted in Facebook, and I just started reading up on it, and it costs money. So I was like, oh, I don't think, I told my husband the next day, and he was so supportive, always has been. And he just said to me, Cheryl, whatever money it takes, if you can cut back on going to doctors, the money for one flight going to Chicago would more than pay for this program. Please, you need to try it. So he's been very supportive through this whole thing. And then just started going down, and really, I was in such a brain fog because I had to go on disability about 5 years ago. And
Because of the migraines?
because of the migraines, so I couldn't show up to work. I was unable to attend to my high school students and my teachers like I needed to.
That had to be hard.
Oh, it was terrible because that's my love. I always said my best job was being a mother. That was my most important job. And I got to be a mother in education, and I loved it. And I was just a type of person that I led from within. So my kids were really busy in student council. We did tons of things around the school, in the community. I came back to be principal at the high school my husband and I graduated from.
Oh my goodness.
Yes.
That is so cool.
Yes. So the town was so excited. And so, going downhill, they could see the progress of me getting worse and worse sick. And I'm sure it was a lot of the stress. Barometric pressure, we have a lot of storms in northern Idaho. So just a lot of that was getting to me. And so as I got farther and farther away, my doctor finally said, you need to take time off. And so he had me take 3 months off, and I wasn't, we tried different meds, Botox. Oh my gosh, I've been on Aimovig, Adovi, Emgality. I was on 11 medications when I started this program.
Well, I thought it was a lot, that I was on 7. So you got me beat.
So it's crazy. I've gone down 4 completely off of since I started. Botox, I quit. And so it's just, little things at a time, but my head just keeps getting clearer. My smile came back. My family actually said that. That was a big thing for them. It's like, your old ornery self is back, Cheryl.
I have never, ever, in the 4 to 5 months I've known you, seen you ornery.
Oh man, I am.
I don't know. I don't believe it, but how did you get through? I mean, I know you said you had to go on disability, but before that, when you were working, how did you get through those days in that much pain, being that high school principal? We all do it, right? I mean, we shove through, but seriously, how did you get through?
It was hard. It was tough. The kids knew it. I actually had my lights dimmed in my office, and one of my special education classes made curtains with beautiful flowers on them, but dim to put over my lights. Oh. So the kids came in, they were very supportive. Even one student made essential oil to try to help with my migraines. It was tough. Every day I went home with, my shoulders just tight. And then, when it'd get bad enough, my face would start sagging. The kids and the staff could see it. I've had staff members drive me home. It was tough. It was really tough. It makes me sad just thinking back on it, but they all cared so much, it was just really hard. But I realized that I wasn't good for them. And I had always told the school board that if I'm not good for you, I need to go. They wanted me to do multiple year contracts. And I said, no, let's go year to year. And finally around Thanksgiving, the year before I quit, I went into my district office and I just said, I'm not here for everybody. They need somebody that can be here for the staff and the students. It broke my heart. Yeah. It broke their hearts. But, the community still is, how you doing? And the best thing is I'm mentoring now one of the teachers that taught for me as principal.
Because of the work that you've done on your health, you're able to do that now.
Yes.
Oh, that is amazing. And I would just like to say the reason you're able to do it is because you finally put yourself first for a little while.
It's so true. It's so true. I couldn't be there for my kids because I wasn't taking care of myself.
Yeah.
I couldn't be there for my teachers because I wasn't taking care of myself. The community members, I look back now and go, oh my gosh, but you're in that cycle for 50 years.
Exactly. Well, and let's face it, we're in that cycle because we're women. I mean, I know there's some men. I don't mean to be stereotypical, ladies, but first of all, we are a women's group.
Yes.
But we also have that, I think, just in us because we are mothers. We have that, like, we're genetically predispositioned to want to put everyone else in front of us. And we always forget that by doing that, we're not necessarily always giving them the best of ourselves because we're pushing through. Your students were wonderful, making you curtains and bringing you oils. And that is so beautiful. I absolutely love it. But that, if we had put ourselves first, then maybe you in turn could have been doing something for them. Right. And now you realize that, but it's so hard.
Absolutely.
It's so hard to break that cycle.
And with the modern medicine, there's got to be a pill that's got to fix that. Clear up to my 11 pills and nothing was fixing nothing.
Yeah.
And so you really have to look at, oh my gosh, there's got to be a better answer. There just has to be.
Absolutely. Now, all of these medications that you were getting and all this work that you were doing, was this with your local doctor or were you working with a facility as well?
No, when I was 36, I got to a point where I was teaching preschool at the time, and my husband had to take 3 months off work. I couldn't shower. I couldn't take care of myself. My migraines were so bad. And I had a local doctor and he just wouldn't give up. He's like, we've got to find better answers for you. And he found the Diamond Headache Clinic in Chicago. And so I went there, and at that particular time, just one thing, looking back, he held my hands and he said, we will be able to help you. And I believed in him, and as I do. And he said, do you sleep good at night? I said, yeah, I sleep pretty good. And he said, well, how many times do you wake up? And I said, oh, anywhere from 30 to 40. And my husband looked at me. The doctor looked at me and he goes, well, that's not normal. And I go, well, I didn't know any different. I've always done that.
Yeah.
Well, I didn't know any different. That had been my life.
Yeah.
And so, now, even through this class, I took Dr. Hyman's sleep class, and which helped even more. I'm not waking up at all. I'm not going to the bathroom in the middle of the night. I didn't know that was possible for me.
Yeah.
I'm getting good sleep. So I have energy.
Exactly. And it's so important we give our Freedom from Migraine Method clients access to that, in our Destination Zero clients access to that program, because it is one of the 6 pieces, right? There are 6 key pieces that we look at for inflammation, and sleep, circadian responsivity is so key, but not even that, Cheryl. I want to get back to what you just said, is you didn't know any different. And I think that's a big problem with so many women in this group, is that we normalize so much of our health. We normalize. Someone just said to me the other day, I just get 5 migraines a month. So you should really go spend your time helping somebody else who gets chronic migraines. I'm like, you get 5 migraines a month. Let's multiply that by 12. Do you realize that that's 2 months out of your year? And the woman was like, oh, that's not normal? No, it is not. So waking up 30, 40 times a night is not normal. Getting migraines is not normal. Feeling like garbage should not be normal.
No,
but we normalize it all the time, don't we?
Yes, we do. Well, when I came back and told my local doctor, he said, I didn't know you had a sleep problem. You told me you slept okay. And I said, because I didn't know any different. That's what had always happened in my life.
Yeah.
And he said, well, I will be rephrasing that question going forward now, because truly I didn't know any better.
Yeah.
I believe a big key to my migraine freedom is going to bed the same time every night and waking up the same time. I didn't realize how impactful that was. And that's truly been a God-given, I don't know what to say, but it's been awesome, because it shows I'm ready to wake up in the morning.
Yeah.
I'm ready to get up. I get up. I don't have an alarm. I literally don't have an alarm, because I wake up at the same time every morning. And
that's the way we should be, but we, especially those of us in America, we think it's like, we get this Medal of Honor if we can only get 5 hours sleep and get so much more done. And, we're the productive ones, but really the people that deserve the Medal of Honor are the ones that put sleep top of the list,
Oh, yes.
make themselves a priority, because then you can get so much more done throughout the day, right?
Oh, absolutely. Your energy level goes up, literally that energy level. I mean, this week I took my mother to have a cataract taken care of. I took her back the next day for a checkup. I stayed the next day at my daughter's with my granddaughter. Tonight I'm going back. Tomorrow night I'm going to keep my grandson. My husband's like, I can't keep up with you, you know? And this is just has not been me. I've been, this all the time because I just couldn't think. I
Yeah.
didn't want to drive. I didn't want to be around others and, have them worry about me being sick and not feeling good. Just that dull pain constantly.
Yeah.
In March of this year, I had 22 migraine days, Debbie.
Wow. And now?
In August, I had 4. And in September, let's see, that was August. September, I had 2. And in October, I've had 1 so far.
Wow. It just keeps getting better and better, doesn't it?
Uh-huh. Yeah.
And all of the work, I mean, we're not going to go in because everyone works at migraines a little bit different. So we're not going to, go crazy into that right now. But in all the work, did you feel that anything was like so difficult that it was something somebody couldn't do?
Oh, no. I think I shared with you earlier, when I came into the program, I had a really hard time. And then I put the stress on top of it. I heard Melissa say the other day, don't stress about this. But when you come in, you're in such a brain fog. And I was hurting so much that I was unable to find everything, the resources. I really like how you've redone the dashboard and stuff, but I couldn't find things, which stressed me out more. And can I do this program? Can I? And then as my brain started clearing, and the big thing for me was going off sugar, and that was not difficult at all. Not difficult because I wanted it so bad for me. And so going off that cleared my head up probably within the first month. I would say the 3rd week in the program, I actually am thinking like I am now. I didn't have the energy level quite as soon. But cleaning out my cupboards and all my cleaning supplies, my perfumes and my lotions. Cleaning that out has helped tremendously. I really took that to heart and just took the time by myself, went through it. And I've left things in the cupboard that my husband eats, but he's really, really supportive in me and saying, no, I want you to do what you done. He has one cleaner, 409, that he has to have. So that's in the cupboard for him.
There you go.
I do everything else that is fragrance free, and I do better because I didn't realize how much that was causing my migraines.
Yeah. And for everyone, it's a little different, right? So for those people that are watching right now, for some people, they could use 409 and be absolutely fine. For other people, using that based on where your migraine threshold is, that can be something that's going to cause an issue. So this is where it makes it so challenging to go on Dr. Google and say, tell me what to do. Tell me exactly what to do. There is no Dr. Google that says, tell Cheryl how to get rid of her migraines. If there was, it'd be so easy. You just go online and you read it and you figure it out. But unfortunately, what's thrown out there is this is an average. This may help somebody, but we don't know if it's going to help you. So that's what we really try to work on with women when we work with them, whether it's in the Freedom From Migraine Method or Destination Zero, or through other programs. We really try to figure out, what is it Cheryl needs? What is it she needs to do on a daily basis? And how is she living her life so that we can fit that in? Is Cheryl somebody who is working full-time? You're not, but somebody else in the program may be. Somebody else may be raising 3 kids and working full-time.
Right. Absolutely.
How each one of you approaches that program is going to be totally, totally different. So
I have to put in one comment there. I was speaking to my 34-year-old daughter yesterday, and she was reminding me, it's so happy to see me healthy. She remembers in high school where my kids would come home at noon if I'd have a migraine. My daughter would bathroom me while my son would fix me something for lunch. My husband was a firefighter, so he was gone 48 hours at a time. So my kids took care of me when I got really bad. And I look back now, and I said to her yesterday, and she's like, Mom, it's done and past. We've learned so much. But I said, I wish I could have been there for you had I taken the time to recognize that I needed more help. I was putting myself out there for everybody else. Had I recognized that I needed more self-care and put the time and energy into self-care. And so I say to other women, while you have these children young and small, do it. Take the time, do it, put your full energy into it, because I could have been there. I went to all their games, but I don't remember. I don't remember so much of it.
Yeah.
Because I was in that fog. And now I get to enjoy my grandkids, which is wonderful. But my kids have those memories,
Yeah.
and every single one of my kids have migraines. But through all my education, I have shared all of it with my kids.
Nice.
So yeah,
I
very
love
important.
that. And first of all, I just want you to know 100%, it's not your fault. I mean, you did not know. You only know what you know, right? And I think one of the biggest problems, we have 3,500 women in this, or actually almost 3,700 women in this group right now. And I think probably one of the biggest problems is most of these women think there is no way to end their migraines. They joined this group to figure out how to manage the pain, how to knock the pain down a little, how to get through their day, right? Most women don't join this group thinking she's got the answer. How can we fix this, right? But there is a way. If you put in 100% and my coaching team puts in 100%, there is 100% way to get you to find that reduction in severity, duration, and frequency. You just have to take the first step. And
Absolutely.
you didn't know 30 years ago this was here, right? You didn't know. You thought medications were the answers and Botox was the answer. And, your well-meaning and caring doctors, that's what they were doing, right?
Right. And I had a doctor's appointment in September, and I told him about the program.
Yeah.
And he actually, because he's in a research hospital teaching, he actually has been very supportive and helped me go off these medications, go off my seizure medication. And yes, it is. I do believe that is phenomenal because I don't think everybody's experiencing that.
Exactly. And we are not, as we tell all of our clients that we work with, we're not anti-medication.
Right.
We don't want you in pain. We don't want, like, anyone watching right now, please don't go stop taking your medication right now, because there's a process to doing it. Your body has to be ready. You can't just stop. Your body has to be ready. But I think it's phenomenal when you're working with a doctor that you can say, I feel so much better. I don't think I need these meds anymore, because really they should be prescribed temporarily, right? Take them when you need them and then let's get off. And now you can very safely with your medical team work on getting off of these things that have side effects, that if you don't need to take them, let's not put them into our bodies, because they can create other problems and more inflammation and more issues in the future, like autoimmunity and cancer and strokes and heart disease. We take them if we have to, right? We take them if we have to, but if we don't have to, why do we want to gamble? Why do we want to take that gamble? I don't want to take that gamble that a med's going to give me cancer in the future. Definitely not. And so amazing. You said four that you're already off of now?
Yes. Yeah.
And working your way down.
I think one big thing for my doctor too, my neurologist, was he saw my blood work and he compared from a year ago. And yes, I've lost weight. I've lost quite a bit of weight. And that I think is just because I'm just moving more because I feel better, and getting up and going to bed at the same time. I'm eating so much better foods. But he saw my blood work. My cholesterol literally was down 24 points.
Wow.
That's huge. And he saw that and he's like, oh my gosh, things. I wasn't on cholesterol meds, but he worried about that because that is history in my family. He's just like, I can see where your health is changing in your blood work. So yes, it's not just you saying this, it is happening.
Yeah.
So
you making some subtle little shifts.
Yes.
And I'm not saying every shift is easy. They're not impossible. I'm not saying they're easy though. They take work and they take time, but we guide you through it. And then look at you. You did it.
Yeah.
After 50 years, you finally have control of your health. The migraines don't have control, and your family actually gets to meet Cheryl.
Yes. Yeah.
And
my mom and dad, my parents are in their 80s, and literally it brings them to tears. Aww. Because they've been through this process with me, and mom felt bad. She thought she gave it to me, migraines, and that my process has just been more difficult. And so for them, it's just, it's so awesome going to church and getting to eat breakfast with my aunts and uncles that are in their 90s. Aww. I didn't get to do that for the last 5 years.
Yeah.
It's awesome.
Well, please tell your mom if there's a genetic predisposition, of course, but genetics only loads the gun. We pull the trigger on how we live.
Absolutely.
So it is not, my mom had migraines, my sister, my son, and so many other family members. It's a genetic, yes, predisposition, but that does not mean you have to have a life, as you have proven. So
Absolutely.
Not Mama's fault. Tell her to
Absolutely.
cry happy tears,
I will.
not to feel guilty, not to feel
That's
guilty.
right.
All right, Cheryl. Well, why I check the comments and see if there's any comments there. I want to wrap this up so we honor your time and everyone else's time. I so greatly appreciate you being here. But is there something that you want to share with the group? Something that you just really want these women to know, women who were where you were 4 months ago, before you joined the program?
I think one of the biggest things, because like I said, I am a reader, but I know everybody wants to find some sort of solution for themselves.
Mhm.
I think taking this program slowly, looking at all the information and letting it soak in and going back and reviewing it. I kept a big notebook of all my assessments, all my notes, everything. And I go back still. Last night I was looking on, I'm doing the hormone challenge for the second time,
Mhm.
adding more notes. I think we all have to be lifelong learners.
Mhm.
And this information comes at us, but we can't just take it for one time reading it through.
Yeah.
We really need to go back and look at it, because we all know it takes more than once to get it through our thick noggins. And so reading it over and over and having it there, just that reminder to go back, oh my gosh, I forgot that, or oh, I could look at that, has been very helpful. Very, very helpful. Is just going back and rereading that information and taking it slow, going through it slowly. I think I was in my 12th or 13th week before I finished all the materials, because I took it so slow and went back and read it.
I
So
love that. I love that. Yeah, sure. The program that Cheryl did was a 4-month program. So, we give people 4 months to complete a certain amount of material. But that being said, we know that after having migraines for 50 years, that what we're looking for is a steady decline in the severity, duration, and frequency, and for you to take things at your pace,
right.
because your pace is going to be different than someone else's. And as long as we continuously see those results, we know that your body's healing. We know that you're making changes, and we know you're heading in the right direction. So there's no right or wrong time span to do it in. The only time that we would ever say something is wrong is when you stop, when you're not moving
Yeah.
forward, when you're not doing anything, right? But we make sure that doesn't happen by keeping you ladies 100% accountable in many different ways. And, you keep yourselves accountable. So,
And I don't think I ever put more than 3 to 4 hours a week into the program.
mhm,
I did the calls, I listened to the calls and the
mhm,
meditation. That's been very helpful for me.
mhm.
And so I would just say, please just take your time, use the resources wisely, because they're there for you. You just got to go through and listen to them and read about them. And yeah, and then get pleasure back in your life. I get to be present
Yeah,
in my life and in my family's life and in my community. I get to be present again. And I
I
love
love
that.
it. Especially this time of year, you finding that life is super crazy with grandkids and holidays coming up. And,
Yes.
I'm like, oh my gosh, it's October 20th, which means it's almost Halloween, which means it's almost Thanksgiving, which means it's almost Christmas and Hanukkah and everything else. Yeah. So will this be the first holiday season that you're going to remember that you really are going to
Oh,
feel
yes.
amazing?
Yes, absolutely. My son got married, our youngest son got married in July, and I actually got to be present at the wedding. I didn't have a migraine. And that was, for me, that was such a thrill. It was the end of July. So I'd been in the program about 2 months, and I got to be present and had no migraine. So I cannot wait. I'm having Thanksgiving here.
Yay.
And my family's bringing a lot of it, because they don't
Mhm.
want me to go too far too
Yep.
fast.
Yep.
I do that sometimes.
Don't we all?
So, yeah. And so, but yeah, I'm so thrilled. I cannot wait. Shopping. I have been present in my shopping and buying for my grandkids and my family members. It is so wonderful. I love it. I don't know what to say. I really don't know what to say other than I love it.
That I think is the perfect spot to end it, is knowing, right? Knowing that if you put some work in and you honor yourself and you put yourself first for a
Yes.
pretty short period of time out of your life, 57 years, you put yourself first for 4 months. I mean, now you're learning how to continue to do that while
Yes.
honoring your family. But for 4 months, you really focused on you, and look
Mhm.
what it's given you.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's amazing. It's
It
amazing.
is absolutely amazing. And I just thank you for taking the time and your energy into knowing what you found could help others. I had my aunt say that to me the other day. I just know you're going to go on to help others because this is important information. And she's 93, telling
Oh,
me, I know that you're going to go forward and help others. And I said, well, I can't help it.
yeah,
I'm beaming.
yeah. It's so hard not to want to give, I mean, my
Mhm.
family, I have to be the one actually has to be careful about not overworking, making sure I honor myself, putting alarms on and timers for myself to take a break because this is probably the most rewarding thing I've ever done, as far as work wise. It's every day watching the smiles on your faces, getting to see what you get to do. We're all friends on Facebook, so getting to watch all the posts and it's like, oh, look where Cheryl is today. Look what she's doing. I mean, it's amazing. It's
It
amazing.
is.
Yes, I have to see the beginning when I feel horrible, seeing how you feel on that first phone call, but the transformation in everyone is it's just amazing. I couldn't ask for a better job. So thank you for sharing your life journey with us, with everyone today, for being vulnerable. And if anybody has any questions, please pop them into comments for myself or Cheryl. Valentina, I know, is in there right now, so she will make sure that she watches the comments to make sure that you all get the information that you need, because this isn't something that is just happening to Cheryl. This is something that's
No.
happening to hundreds and hundreds of women that we work with. And Cheryl can attest to that. She watches it on a daily basis in the group. So let's enjoy this holiday season, ladies. Let's
Yes,
get on a call. Let's figure out what you need. Let's figure out what we need to move you forward because enough. 50 years is way too long, right, Cheryl?
absolutely.
All right, everyone. Well, thank you for being here today, Cheryl. Thank you again for your time. Next week, make sure that you join us again, same time, same day. We are going to actually be talking to Brenda next week, which is going to be another amazing interview. Brenda just graduated, has a wonderful story, so I can't wait to share that with you. These ladies are amazing to come on and give me their time to, again, be vulnerable and open up. So take advantage of it. Listen, ask them questions, learn from them so that you don't have to live as long as they did with migraines. Learn a little bit, right? And let's see what we can do. All right, everybody, have an amazing day. Thank you so much. We'll see you in the group. Here's to your migraine-free day, everybody.